I've got a few things to think about for the game week 30 team selection. My goalkeeper might possibly be rotated, my defender looks like he's injured, and the player that I'm thinking of bringing in is possibly still injured as well. I'm sure you can guess who that is. Building from the back, Kepa definitely starts against Wolves away, that's while Steele faces Spurs away. Obviously that's if he keeps his place. Lampard's just been appointed by Chelsea till the end of the season, and he did prefer Mendy when he was last there. But that's not a problem unless it was to happen, and even if it did, I've got Steele who plays in every single double game week from now till the end of the season. Brighton don't feature in blank game week 32, but it doesn't matter because I'm playing my free hit. So based on that information, even if Kepa was to be dropped, I don't think I'd sell him because I don't think it's worth a free transfer. It probably would lead to a hit further down the line, and it wouldn't give me 4 points. I'd only consider selling him if Steele lost his place. That would probably be for Sanchez just to make sure all the doubles are covered. On the back line, I've got Chilwell against Wolves away, Trippier against Brentford away, and Shaw against Everton at home. Also on the bench, I've got Botman against Brentford away, and Henry against Newcastle at home. This is being recorded prior to the press conferences. Shaw picked up an injury in the last match. I'm not sure how bad that actually is. He could play in this next match, hopefully. He is yellow flagged in FPL, so we'll see about that one. Obviously, I've not got that information at the minute, but if he was doubtful, I'd start him, and then Botman can come in if I need him to. Obviously, if Shaw's unavailable, he won't be playing anyway, and if he's fit to play, he'll probably play 90 minutes. If he's ruled out for the short term, then I will keep him because he's got a double in game week 34 and game week 37. United's first fixture of double game week 34 is on the 30th of April, so he's still got well over 3 weeks to recover. On the off chance that he's ruled out for the long term, I probably would replace him with a City defender, who also have 2 doubles from now till the end of the season. The problem is, none of them are nailed. I'd probably go for John Stones, he's got decent expected minutes, and he's got a decent price tag as well. In midfield, I've got the United duo of Rashford and Bruno against Everton at home. I've also got Maddison against Bournemouth at home, and McAllister against Spurs away, and it's his teammate March who joins the bench. Rashford's in the running for captaincy this game week. I'll discuss that later on in the video. Unfortunately, Bruno's been playing in a deeper role recently, so he's not in the running for captaincy, although he is still probably on penalty duties. This probably will happen in the next match as well, but it shouldn't happen for long because Casemiro's due back soon. As for Rashford, he'll probably benefit from his positioning. He played up front in the last match, and he probably will in this next match. He's an out-of-position midfielder. Maddison came off early in his last match. It's not been confirmed, but I don't think he's injured. If he was to be injured, it would depend if I'm making any other transfers. I won't be taking any -4s. The plan's to shift him on to Salah next game week anyway, so if I'm not making any free transfers, I'd just move that transfer 1 game week earlier. If not, and I'm spending a free transfer elsewhere because it's more urgent, I'd just let March step in and leave Maddison on the bench, then make that transfer next game week. The reason I'm starting McAllister over his teammate March is simply because of the penalty duty advantage. Up front, I've got Watkins against Forest at home, Isak against Brentford away, and Tony against Newcastle at home. Watkins is a favourable player this game week, but I don't think he quite competes with Haaland or Rashford for the captain's armband. It's as simple as this. If Haaland's fit this game week, I'm going to transfer him in, and he's going to be my captain. If he's not fit, then it's going to be Rashford. The question is, which forward does he come in for? Isak or Tony? Neither of them are nailed for different reasons. With Isak, he got dropped in the last match because Wilson's back in the team, but he's putting up a really good fight to try and get his spot. He's got a couple of advantages over Tony. First and foremost, he's got another double game week this season, which is probably going to go into game week 36. That's something that Tony doesn't have. A disadvantage for Tony is that if he gets a yellow card, he receives a 2-match ban, and he's got a pending long-term suspension because of his illegal gambling. But that's not all. Isak faces the Brentford defence this game week, whilst Tony faces the Newcastle defence, and that's a more difficult fixture. And lastly, I get an additional 1 mil for selling Tony instead of Isak. Yeah, I've got a lot of money in the bank, but if I'm bringing Haaland in, that's going to take a big chunk, and I can just about afford Maddison to sell the next game week. So in summary, if Haaland's fit, I'm going to sell Tony for him and captain him. If he's not fit, Rashford's going to be my captain. I'll try and roll that free transfer if I can. If not, I'll put out a fire if necessary. Like if Maddison's injured, I could shift him on to Salah. Any transfers will be announced on Twitter before the deadline.